The new Hell of a Boss episode just aired, so let's break it all down, particularly the revelation of just how much Blitz actually cares about Stolas. My name is Deep Cut, hit that subscribe button because this is going to be one hell of a summer with all the content we have coming for you, and you don't want to miss it. This episode jumped right into the story with Stolas and Stella at a cafe specifically for rich people, talking about their divorce with her brother Andreofis seemingly mediating, but admitting that he's trying to bullshit Stolas. This cafe has mostly rich people as its name suggested, and it looks like we even see two other Goetia royals enjoying tea there, as well as another Goetia looking royal in the hallway on the way out. Additionally, I see what looks like a shark demon and some imp and succubus type demons here. This episode has a lot of new species and types of demons thrown at us to explore in many videos to come. Stryker crashes the diner, kidnapping Stolas with blessed rope, which is rope melted down from angelic weapons left behind in the annual extermination each year, weapons that are able to kill royal demons and immortal sinners. Stolas has a gun and knife, but uses rope first to get Stolas and bring him somewhere where he thinks they won't be interrupted. I had theorized before that Andreofis helped Stella procure Stryker with the angelic weapons to give him, but here it seems that Andreofis actually wants Stolas alive. Stella wanted him dead, but Andreofis worries everything will pass on to Octavia once he dies. Stella doesn't acknowledge it, but Andreofis seems to be hinting at killing Octavia first, so that if Stolas dies, Stella would inherit his fortune and perhaps Andreofis can take his job. Stolas called Blitz while bound by the ropes, not even trying to use his powers yet to escape. Like with a lot of things, Stolas just tries to use it to bring Blitz deeper into his life. It's not until Stryker takes his phone and Blitz insists he has to take Luna to the hospital that Stolas begins to conceive that he is in real danger, as even with the angelic weapons, Stolas is just used to being all-powerful. And because of that, Blitz is never too worried about Stolas. When push comes to shove, Stolas is the one that comes in to save IMP, such as at the end of episode 6, and Stolas even defended himself and his daughter against the assassins in Lululand back in episode 2 of season 1. Blitz is well aware of the trick Stolas uses to draw Blitz into his life and wouldn't let it interfere with taking care of Luna if he didn't think that Stolas was in real danger. But as we would eventually see, Stolas was definitely in real danger. The angelic rope didn't just bind Stolas, but it prevented him from using his powers, an idea that can be repurposed in many ways to create scenarios where royals and elites have their power level lowered. Perhaps having the right kind of blessed armor can even stop an imp from being affected by Goetia magic. Stryker takes Stolas back to his secret base in the Wrath Ring, showing us yet another method of travel between the rings. The Hellevator seems to be a very modern system, one that is rather luxurious considering that royals like the Goetia can just teleport, and it's mostly used for the lower classes. There is also a train system in Hell that seems to connect at least some of the rings that Stryker is able to ride to a certain point in Pride, and then uses an old-fashioned pull system to descend into the depths of Pride and out in Wrath, where he rides another train. As the tracks indicate, I think the train itself descends downward, beyond Wrath and perhaps even into the Gluttony Ring, but is falling into disrepair with the Hellevator system becoming more popular, allowing it to be used largely by criminals like Stryker to traverse the rings and perhaps smuggle around black magic items. It's here that Stryker begins to inflict very real damage on Stolas, giving him wounds that may never fully heal, as angelic weapons are said to cause permanent damage and even death. When Blitz realizes Stolas is hurt so bad he had to go to the hospital, he was very confused because his understanding of Stolas is that he is invincible. Even Stolas being hurt probably wasn't enough to make Blitz realize how serious this was, but Stolas was taken away and crowded by a large number of demons, making it clear that this is an extremely rare event, making Stolas perhaps lucky to even be alive. Blitz seemed heartbroken, not just because he realized that he could in fact lose Stolas physically, but it humanized Stolas to him. Blitz is able to be pretty mean to Stolas because he feels that Stolas is immortal, that nothing Blitz says can really hurt him. When Stolas is being beaten by Stryker, it is perhaps some of the first real physical pain that Stolas has experienced in his life, with Blitz being known for being rough with Stolas in the bedroom as a simulation. All of this has reinforced the idea that Blitz is supposed to be mean to Stolas even outside of the bedroom. Not just that Stolas can take it, but that he can't even feel it. Blitz as an imp seemed destined to die a lot younger than Stolas will, who should be living for thousands of years if not being entirely immortal. Blitz realizes he can lose Stolas physically, and that Stolas can die before him, but he also realizes now that he actually may just push Stolas away, hurting Stolas with his words and actions so much that Stolas just stops caring about him one day. This isn't enough to make Blitz go visit Stolas at the hospital, but it's enough for Blitz to send back a very sweet message to Stolas, letting him know that he hopes Stolas feels better. This was after many texts that seemed to show Stolas being overly conversational and Blitz simply giving non-responsive answers, expecting Stolas to just do whatever he wants and tell Blitz what he needs to do, always trying to give the impression that Blitz is there for no reason other than the transaction, that he will never give anything more than the barest of responses to keep the arrangement itself going. And here, Blitz finally showed he cares. This hospital we see in the episode is in the lowest ring of hell, the Sloth Ring, which introduced us to a goat-looking nurse demon who appears to be hopped up on pills and very uneducated, with a deep-sea demon in the background there with her child. The deep-sea demons appear to come from envy, and as that would suggest, this demon has a bit of a sense of entitlement to her, particularly in relation to her child. This is hell, so it backfires when Blitz goes hardcore and pulls a gun out on the kid, but they all calm down when it's finally time for Luna's appointment. Luna was supposed to get a Hell B shot every year, but apparently they only let you schedule them 5 years out, indicating that Luna has been living with Blitz for 5 years now. With Stryker taking Stolas from the Pride Ring to the Wrath Ring, and the gang being in the Sloth Ring, this makes it the first episode to feature 3 rings of hell. We previously saw the inside of the Hellhound Pound as a first look at gluttony, and no, it would have been explored somewhat in the missing episode 8 of season 1, which I expect to be shown sometime after season 1 of Hazbin Hotel. This means the only ring left to explore is the Envy Ring itself, where the deep sea demons come from, and from here it just looks like an upper middle class type society that acts just as entitled as the royals. I imagine we'll see this ring sometime in season 2, and that we'll continue to keep returning to rings and seeing deeper looks at how different parts of them work and operate. I'm honestly surprised we've seen so many rings already, and wouldn't have been surprised if they saved some of the rings less connected to the plot for later seasons. We only got a small glimpse of the Sloth Ring, and it mostly just confirmed what we already knew. However, it was cool to see that there are these floating rocks with water coming down from them in the background. This is a very interesting contrast to the poorness of the cities in the Pride Ring and the people of Wrath, yet here everything is very fancy and luxurious. Stryker's base appears to be in the mountains and volcanoes of Wrath, with lava levitating above them as seen in the original episode 5. This could mean his secret base is very close to Millie's hometown, and thus we could run into Stryker again in the upcoming Sally Mae episode, perhaps it being the same episode said to be coming that focuses on Millie. Millie and Sally Mae going on a mission to try and kill Stryker would be pretty cool, just saying. The episode ended with Andrealphus convincing Stella to call off Stryker, a humiliating move as even though he got more money out of it, it proved that he was still just working for a royal even if the job was assassinating another royal like Stolas. Stryker almost took out Stolas' eyes with a knife, but Moxie and Millie of course came in, which is great because his eyes may not heal if taken out by an angelic weapon. Seeing Andrealphus with his little snow palace was very interesting, but for more of my theories on him and everything else, subscribe because we have a lot of videos coming breaking down all the new theories and lore. See you guys then.